Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is called the Mawa Maverick channel. If you're new to this channel, we talk about cryptocurrencies, we talk about the trend in the digital currency space, we talk about what is going on with the funding, what is going on with the money, NFTs, who's buying what and why are they buying what. The other day we just recently saw one CryptoPunk sell for over $16 million, and you're seeing these things floating around on Twitter. You're asking yourself, where's this money coming from? What is happening in the crypto space? There's only one way to win in this space. Well, two ways. Stick around, keep paying attention. Well, multiple ways, but it always boils down to the same thing. Stick around, don't go anywhere. So the question that you're seeing there, what am I doing in my crypto life right now? I'm doing staking. We can talk about so many other things, but staking is it. What does staking do for you? Proof of staking runs on a consensus algorithm called proof of stake, and for example, Bitcoin uses a proof of work algorithm. Ethereum uses proof of work. It wants to upgrade, should I call it an upgrade, to proof of stake algorithm. And with proof of stake algorithms, you have physical infrastructure as well to keep the network secure, just like in Bitcoin. But the difference with proof of stake, you can use basically any piece of machinery that is secure and has the right security measures that it's not hacked. So most of the people will use a Linux-based system to run the validator nodes, but you can also run other systems. So you run these nodes on a system, other people delegate to you their tokens, and that helps to keep the network secure. So if you stake those if you delegate your tokens to a validator, then you're rewarded in that inflationary nature of those tokens, and that leads to what we call proof of stake. So that's what I'm doing. The other thing that I'm doing is, of course, yield farming. So things like proof of stake and yield farming, they help me not to necessarily have to take my day-to-day 9-to-5 job earnings and put them into crypto, but rather the money in crypto literally works for me and increases its position. So it doesn't matter, $10 invested in crypto, it still increases a little bit depending on the decentralized finance platform that you're using, so a DeFi platform. So there's many examples. Uniswap, I wouldn't advise using Ethereum network because it's too expensive, especially if you're using little funds. But the Binance Smart Chain, Polygon Network, Avalanche, Solana, and so on, they normally have relatively low fees. So what you're seeing on the screen is basically the current crypto market in terms of market capitalization, where you multiply the current circulating supply of a particular cryptocurrency times its current market price, and then that's going to get you what we call market capitalization, and that's why you're seeing this. So Bitcoin is not number one because it's $43,450, which is pretty amazing. It's number one because it has the highest circulating supply times the price. It has the biggest market capitalization kind of right now, which speaks to also the liquidity and volume and all the money flow within that particular ecosystem. And this website Coin360 kind of summarizes Ethereum, Bitcoin in terms of sizes, so it's easy to see. You can also use platforms like DAppRadar. You can view different cryptocurrencies: Ethereum, EOS, Tron, Ontology, Thundercore, Waves. You can see what ecosystems are in there, what is the leading ecosystem in terms of users in that particular blockchain. You can see Ethereum, it's OpenSea, and then you can also check things like EOS. Upland is leading, which is a playable metaverse or a virtual world type of game, or play to earn type of game. You can check Binance Smart Chain, Polygon. So it's a pretty cool platform. But to get into our video today, crypto patents, or patent, or how you want to pronounce it. Crypto patent sharing marks a step in democratizing knowledge ownership. Guys, if you'd allow me, this is not going to be a very long video, but I'm going to read this article for itself, because some of these things you can't really underplay some of the details within the particular writing. So as the crypto open patent alliance continues to onboard a growing list of high-profile clients, some experts believe the organization can truly transform that particular industry. So in one of the hallmarks of the crypto industry since its inception has been its commitment to open source development, as well as its transparency-centric ethos. So this is the best made evident by the fact that many prominent projects operating, actually I'm going to summarize this a little bit, I'm not going to read the whole thing. So here they're talking about decentralized finance, Bitcoin Cash, Sushi SushiSwap. So these are decentralized finance ecosystems. So they go ahead to talk about this organization, which is the Crypto Open Patent Alliance. And then they also go ahead, which is basically set up to aggregate all these patents from different crypto focused institutions or companies, so that you can sort of see draw a path towards innovation and development in the crypto space. I guess having a clearer view of what is going on. So to elaborate this, they say that Meta as well joined Copper. And of course, Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, is very big in development of Bitcoin and Bitcoin scaling solutions, things like Cash App, and also his application, his other app that he's building, which is the payment channel application. I can't really remember the name right now. He's also embedding crypto in a way. So he's a very bullish Bitcoin person, especially. So, of course, there's been some criticism for Facebook joining this kind of organization. Some people say it's a good thing, whether it's a good or bad thing. But of course, the criticism comes from Facebook's failures in the past. But we can see a quote from here, how the market reacted to this. The fact that the company is solidifying pathways to patent in crypto and blockchain technologies innovation means it's likely plans on making some such advances of its own. So it has its own plans. So that's an auspicious outlook for the space, one that tells us Meta is getting into the very building blocks of our future on-chain life. And then we can see other quotes. The vision may sound appealing on paper, but blockchain is an intensely contested space where companies will be keen to protect their patents. Therefore, it remains seen whether the vision could translate this option. And guess what? This was actually quoted by someone we talk about a lot on his channel. You can see here a similar opinion was echoed by Humayun Sheikh, the CEO and founder of Fetch.AI. It's a company that I talk about a lot here. And of course, this is a good summarization of the potential impact of this. So when asked about what the organizations like Copper can potentially achieve to help strengthen the crypto sector, Humayun Sheikh again stated that while on paper the vision of such alliances may sound quite appealing, blockchain is an intensely contested space where companies will be keen to protect the patents. Okay, basically that's what we've looked at before. And the reason why he's speaking like this is because when you look at the company that is building Fetch.AI, they're building such novel technologies where you have these modules known as autonomous economic agents. They're changing their name to digital twins now. So these can act as basically assistants in your day-to-day life, making decisions autonomously on your behalf. So such technology can be really, really novel, and open sourcing it might be a problem in the start. We can also see Elon Musk facing the same issues. Copper is still in the preliminary stages of its mission of bolstering technology development in the blockchain industry. The organization appears to be working on building a solid reputation and reestablishing its presence among the big names in crypto, beyond which will enable it to facilitate tangible contributions to blockchain in the future. And Copper market cloud continues to grow. So here, of course, they're talking about how they're expanding and how their validity is increasing, their relevance is increasing within the market. That mainstream adoption. The organization has also entered into long-term partnerships with crypto exchanges like OKCoin, Kraken, as well as BTC-centric research and development group Chain Code Labs. Not only that, the alliance recently welcomed Michael Saylor, who led fintech giant MicroStrategy, DeFi exchange Uniswap, and blockchain-based smart contracts transaction platform Chia to project to its board of members. So what I would say to this is that innovation sprouts from competition and collaboration. So Meta's quite clear indications of serious involvement in crypto will propel us forward. So that was said by, of course, these are people with similar interest in this. So that said, there's a possibility that smaller companies functioning and innovating within the blockchain space could feel threatened by Copper's increasing market presence, since the space was built largely by underdogs that have now grown into fully fledged unicorns. So of course, this speaks to the venture capitalists. This speaks to a few players within the market, a few really funded projects that aren't really playing with the community that well. So which means a lot of the resources, know-how, knowledge, financing, whatever, is being focused in a small group of people, which is really contrary to the idea of crypto. But such is life. Not everyone can be equal because of the way the value that people provide. So I think those are kind of inevitable, but we'll see how the crypto space evolves. And I like that some blockchain companies are actually more and more decentralized. This was an article that I just want to summarize. Repo, one of the leading, they're really trying to tackle the democratizing of money transfer, money remittances across borders, essentially the turning point in underserved markets. And here they talk about some things called gray markets. which are basically one of the biggest ways that people, especially underserved, they also go ahead to talk about the about 1.7 billion adults that are underbanked. So underserved people normally use these places, these things called gray markets. I guess you can see like a gray area, to sure of what is going on in there. So gray markets are sometimes, many times these people are conducting legal transactions, but they just underbanked and they have no other way of carrying out their transactions. And the COVID pandemic, the unstable situations going on right now in countries like Myanmar, the Middle East, and of course impoverished countries also in Africa as well. So individuals are doing work for themselves, but they need a technology that can serve them in an area where they're underbanked and underserved. So that is what this article basically is talking about. Ripple is trying to say that they're rather re-emphasizing of the importance of the technology that they're building, which is serving bank-to-bank and remittance and service kind of connection. So that is pretty cool. And that is their MO. That is what they're trying to do. I thought this tweet was... Now, to move on to the next topic, guys, I thought this tweet was pretty amazing. It's kind of summarizing top 10 stakeable assets by estimated yearly earnings. And this could be really interesting seeing such statistics because they can help put certain things into perspective. So Olympus, it only has 354 million staked, but you can see that 6,000% reward on this. So do your own research. The consistency of this, of course, fluctuates depending on what's going on in the market. Axie Infinity seems to be up there with 1.3 billion staked value. Decimo, Osmosis, which is the Osmosis DEX, decentralized exchange on the Cosmos ecosystem, DeFi chain, PancakeSwap, another one on the Binance Smart Chain, the Graph, EOS, Thorchain, Persistence. So you see, guys, a lot of EOS-based ecosystems are spawning up here. So that's really interesting, like Persistence, okay? Like Osmosis itself. So that's very interesting to see that some of the OGs as well, EOS, they're featuring in here. Okay, so a quick update. Those that know, there's a project, NFT projects I really love. It's called the Meta Key. So holding this Meta Key, they have 4 versions of the Meta Keys. Some are limited editions. Now, the 4th version is also limited, but not too limited. And then they create others that are affordable for everyone. Basically, that's the intention, that anyone can hold a Meta Key. So they keep doing these airdrops, and there's this game called Etherman, which brings me back to the point. Every Friday I do play to earn types of videos. I suggest you don't miss these videos because they help us further do more research and understand what is happening in this crypto space. So these Meta Key people, they're dropping an Etherman. So Etherman, just like Pokemon, you have these characters that can play, battle themselves, and the more you battle, the stronger they become, and you can purchase their ancestors, which sort of represents their origin. And if you have your wallet containing the ancestors of a particular Etherman, then it becomes stronger, you can compete more, and these are play to earn games, so you can play on a larger landscape, which means you can get much bigger prizes. Just like in Axie Infinity, we see people actually relying on the Axies to pay their day-to-day bills. And another one, MOBIX, is a company that I talk about a lot, which is building on the Fetch.AI ecosystem. They released a teaser here coming soon because they have an application. This application, basically, you can use it to run micromobility infrastructure using a scooter to work every day or a bicycle, and you get rewarded for this. So they're about to implement this, I guess, in some kind of digital watch, Apple Watch, or some other kinds of watches, Android watches. But this is more like an Apple Watch that they're teasing here, which looks really cool, guys. These are the Meta Key people with their airdrops. With the Etherman airdrops, I think it's called, this particular one is called Nova. This particular species is called Nova. So it's pretty exciting to see that they're actually dropping this. I don't know how that got mixed up, but taking us back to leaving the Etherman behind and going back to MOBIX is a separate ecosystem. Though, of course, they're all MOBIX is building on the Cosmos, on Fetch, which is building on the Cosmos ecosystem. But the Etherman people, this is completely different. This is an NFT, which is on the Ethereum network right now, essentially. So that is it with MOBIX. I think it's a pretty cool company, pretty exciting company. And the Cosmos ecosystem, I talk about these people a lot because they just keep coming up in conversation because of the type of novel technology they're building, connecting different blockchain. So when you go to this Twitter account, which is Cosmos Ecosystem or Cosmos Airdrops, there's different Twitter accounts where you can see where they list the current airdrops or the past airdrops and the ongoing airdrops. So with this document, if you go to their Twitter page, so there's ecosystems, there's Cosmos Ecosystems, but then there's also directly, you can go to Cosmos Airdrops. You can type that in your Twitter and it should pop up. Cosmos Airdrops. It's a good Twitter account to follow, and you'll be able to catch up to some of they post airdrops such as this, the past airdrops, and then they also talk about some of the upcoming airdrops. So those that don't know about the Cosmos ecosystem, you can stake your Cosmos, your Atom tokens, you can stake all other Intel blockchain tokens, and you can get, right now there's a lot of airdrops going on in this ecosystem. So this is talking about some of them that are actually coming. I think Raw, they've already taken the snapshot. So if you're not staking your atoms, if you're keeping them on a centralized exchange, I advise you to take them off because you're missing out a lot. Make sure you stake them on a wallet address that you control, and make sure you don't stake them under centralized exchange staking nodes. Some of the airdrops don't actually apply for that, and also avoid 0% staking validators. So those validators don't take any reward from themselves. Try not to stake with those as well, because sometimes it doesn't apply to them. Alright guys, I hope you really learned something from this video. It covers a wide range of topics, but I think they're really, really relevant. Everything is relevant because it all connects together like pieces of a puzzle. Alright guys, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.